is Commander Trium. The number of news updates for today, just in advance of the release of the Beyond chapter of in the Elite Dangerous Universe. What we have here is a number of items of news. My personal blog site, ross613.wordpress.com, is now acting as a partial host for content related to these videos. So I've got it all set up and ready to go. I just need to add one topic, which I have not done yet. I likely set aside an elite games topic, separate from generic games, which I'll likely end up using to describe more general gaming topics or topics involving other games. Elite I play far too frequently to not have a separate its own separate area therein. So look at that website address in addition to the youtube.com/apprefactory website. And the ross613.wordpress.com site will, of course, connect you to the YouTube site as well, starting today. In the meantime, give me a moment to configure my control set, and we'll get ready for today's session. There we are. Oh, and there's one more configuration I have to undertake. One moment, please. Okay, I think we're ready to go here. We are located at space station, or the starship Indra, which is in permanent orbit of a planet, a high gravity planet in the HR 1185 system. Belongs to the Merope Expeditionary Fleet, which is an Imperial aligned group. So what can we tell you about today's session? We have two search zones on a heavy gravity planet below us. Let's have a quick overview of the galaxy while we're reviewing general news items. We are probably still banned from HIP 17692 and are likely under a bounty warrant there. It was a 24-hour notice only, so it will run out tonight, my time, or in the mid-afternoon hours UTC, I think. I may not have that correct, but at any rate, whatever the time is. Two bases still, of course, at large in terms of Thargoid invasion, and several planets under potential threat, including one over here, Gilia, which is in pretty close to the bubble. There's a long-range Thargoid energy disruption weapon that's been fired at this system and has been causing problems for system residents for quite a while. And we're, I think, in the next 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours, we'll see some kind of development there. I'm speculating, of course. I don't know that for certain, but it seems a logical development. And let's see, what else can I tell you? Likely 2 sessions today. There'll be a 2-hour session now, and or just under 2 hours, perhaps, depending on how things go. And then there'll be a further session tonight. What else? Ah, yes, the Twitter feed. The App Refactory Twitter feed has also been carrying notices concerning the activity that we are engaging in here. Typically, there is a notice that goes out, and then people are invited to log in. If you just give me one moment, I'm just going to double check something related to that item right now. What else is going on here? Oh, and a number of announcements now coming out about the Beyond update. The Beyond chapter update will include, of course, the Chieftain, which we know now does not have a Viper bay available with its configuration. So no fighters and chieftains will be available simultaneously. Bit of a disadvantage, I think, but I'm not sure that they're trying to make it fit with the Anaconda. But it seems almost like a fighterless Anaconda with the super boost flaw that was disclosed earlier. CDNet also talks about some other game developments, including to this map, which currently, you'll notice, has under the Allegiance category, Federation, Empire, Alliance, and Independent. They are going to be adding both Guardian and Thargoid underneath these underneath Independent, and apparently that will be released as well. Also, planets are expected to undergo major revisions, and you'll be able to tell from the color of the planet's surface what mineral content may lie beneath. So it looks like there's been a whole list of features that have been added and are ready for integration into the general populace. We, of course, have a number of missions, but as I mentioned at the beginning, here, this a Monday, at least it is in 2018, but in 3304, I don't know what day of the week it is. Suppose I could find out using a calendaring site. It might be interesting. I suppose if the leap years all fall on the same date, that's one consideration. At any rate, let's see here. So our intention will be to avoid until the second round at least this evening our contact with HIP-1's Hipparcos 17692. When I say Hipparcos, you can also infer HIP. It's just easier to say it outright instead of saying the letters HIP in rather deliberate fashion. Oh, and of course we have some outfitting we have to look after here as well. So before we do anything else, let's go to the Indra outfitting menu. As well, disclosure of my profiles on EDSM.net. That's the Elite Dangerous Star Map site, and Inara.cz, which is the Pilots Federation site, I believe, have been my profile thereon has been updated on both sites. So what do we got here? I thought we had a automated repair unit. And yet it does not seem that it is appearing. Advanced discoveries and auto field maintenance unit. Good. Good, I guess that means we'll go straight down to the planet then. You know, at one point I had all these nicely set up. Drive. Okay, returning to the launch pad. Here we go. Everyone's in solo play right now, including Ash Cloud.
Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted.
There's the planet. there's our control center. Looks like the planet has orbited a bit, and our search zone is now on the opposite side. Hmm. 20.9. The first one's closer of the two. We'll go to this one first. All right. There's something causing my hyperspace jump to not work. Is turned on.
Frameshift drive charging.
FSD operational.
4, 3, 2,
2,000 kilometers. 1,000. Number of installations, of course, on the surface of this particular world. including serious tiring. Well, that was something of a disaster. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, the good news is we can go back into the original system I was in. We're going to want to take that landing a little bit more carefully this time. Okay, we have 30 points there. Let's try this again.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1.
come in at a bit more of a gradual angle this time instead of directly down.
Orbital flight engaged.
I want to double check to see what our G-forces are on this world. Oh, it's 4G. I thought it was 1 point something. It's 4.2 Gs. That's quite a difference. So I had the gravity wrong. Consequently, we crashed. Sure, glide profile is a little different this time. We'll aim just below the building on extra glide, exoglide descent, and then pull up. Now aim just above that. Our glide profile is steepening. Probably aim a little bit. Checking all our data as we spin around here. Come down a bit more slowly. thrusters are barely holding their own. Okay, we'll take it down somewhat.
Shields online. Scan detected. Flight assist on. Flight assist off. Flight assist on.
Well, that was a very tough landing, I don't mind telling you.
Frameshift charge detected.
All modules at 100%. We still have our systems. Our shields are re-energizing. Okay. So this base better be worth it. It's already cost us one ship. 4Gs. So just sitting here like this is putting an enormous amount of stress. If you weigh about 200 pounds, well, now you weigh 800 pounds. I have no idea how they counter this effect, but a 4.2G planet is going to seriously suck the energy out of you, if not kill you. We are hugging the ground like an ant, because we do not wish to have problems. The only good news here is I don't think there's likely to be sentries. The sentries will have trouble getting off the ground. And we do have friendly sentries. Unbelievable, as if they're flying around like that. Well, they are friendly, so... canister of waste here or something. Semiconductors. Some more canisters over here. Power generators, so it could be useful on relief efforts. Yeah, well, I'm an ally, so you could do your thing. I'll be mine. Ah, uranium. No. Okay, so what we have here course, one thing that the recent news items mentioned was that there is an amnesty, a general amnesty going into effect with the update this week, and with the the Beyond chapter release, because they are changing the penalty system a little, and the two systems, the legacy and the new system, are not compatible. Consequently, there will be some differences rendered. Now I'm just going to go over here and search for some minerals. This high density planet gives one the opportunity for minerals that might not otherwise be visible. Standard deposit, bronzite, unfortunately, I don't want to rely on the autopilot to land my ship for me, because it's quite likely it will not land correctly in a high-G environment. I saw a demonstration of a AI landing on Akinar 3 near the Imperial capital. Apparently that's a very high G planet, and well, the computer did a marvelous job of crashing into things, flopping the Anaconda that was being used around. But it leaves me somewhat suspicious about the abilities of this planet. So, before we do anything more, I think we're going to board the ship and use the Jesus, I hope they have anti-gravity technology in this thing, because otherwise that trip would have probably killed you. So look at the galaxy map. And as we can see, Akinar is right over here. I feel like I'm back in the high gravity environment, but in fact, of course, I'm not. Requires a system permit, which you don't get till you hit Duke or some ridiculous thing of that nature. And it's planet number 3. This world 6.73 G. The world we're on is 4 point something, so this is a higher gravity environment than the world we're on. There actually is an installation here. Unbelievable. It's not entirely clear what its purpose is. You can't land there. I suppose you could drive there, but in a 6.73 G environment, who'd want to? It is the only settlement on this world. Of course, here is the Imperial world. New World, conversion, and of course, capital. That just must be a freaking... gravity 1.4 G. 1.5 atmospheres, 77.9% nitrogen, heavy oxygen environment, 20.9% oxygen, 0.9% argon. So yes, it's human compatible, but it'd be 40% heavier. Of course, you'd have all that extra oxygen to deal with, help you deal with it. You don't want to light fires on conversion. Smaller world, 0.64 Earth masses, 0.91 Gs, however. But with a 30% oxygen environment, holy crap. Oh! 59.9% oxygen at this one. The surface pressure is only 2.25 atmospheres. So you need every frickin' cell. Ah yes, you're 0.89 atmospheres here. So, thinner atmosphere, but you can still go outside. Barely. Of course, I guess if you're an Imperial citizen, you're used to the higher gravity. So this won't mean quite as much to you. But you'll still feel it. Okay. So we can lift off this planet. Which transaction does that give us? Yeah, we get 2 million credits for that little effort. I'll have to try this one again. Definitely don't want to spend as much. We'll get most of our money back from losing the ship. That's all that this is going to cover. Oh, and some extra minerals and whatnot. And we're wanted. But so what?
Landing gear retracted.
Yeah, our station keeping thrusters are working extremely hard at the moment to fight off 4.2 gravity. Pretty wonderful that energy is in such abundance. Unbelievable. quite some distance away, so not too worried yet. Give this world credit, it sure has a nice view. You got rings, nebula, crazy stuff going on in the sky here. Okay. Here's where we're going to use the camera.
Landing gear deployed.
And there we have it. With a building at 1.04 kilometers. Take out SRB2. Yeah, two of them, may as well let the other one fuel. High gravity warning. Isn't that lovely? The metal of my poor ship creaking underneath. 1,000 meters. Defense turret here. And it will start shooting at us as soon as we interact with yon data panel over yonder. But I'm quite sure. Well, that's it for this system. We can go to deliver the intelligence or visit the Meropa system. Go inside of our ship. Well, that was an interesting noise. Doesn't say how long this will last. It's 1,000 credits though. Not unthinkably expensive, but oh, there it is. "23 hours, so we have 1 day left. Well, that's okay. I got it over with early in the day. Let's head to Merope now. We have a dormant bounty in the Pleiades. PRE. All of this is going to be cleared off, which is fortunate because 6 days is a hell of a long time. Still, I'm curious, so we will lay in a course for the sector in question. And see what we get. It clears off our tasks in this sector, this system. Starting engines. Yes, which is the right direction for him to go.
Frameshift drive charging.
Very gradually rising above the planet's surface.
Orbital flight engaged. Frameshift drive charging.
No longer wanted, which is exactly what it says. So we have a dormant bounty, which someone will have to scan me with the appropriate scanner to find out that they can collect it on. Now we have Thargoid anti-Thargoid device ready. I wonder if they were shipping the prisoners to that planet. Kind of volcanic hell that they would have to inhabit. Stargate actually had a planet hell. Wherein people that were alive were taken as prisoners of the Goa'uld, evil alien race that wanted to dominate humanity. As so many alien races seem to be. Well, alrighty. Do we have any? We don't have any freaking collectors. That is just unacceptable. Are there any human pods here? Alright, we'll do this manually. There he is. Oh, the poor pilot. Poor prisoner. Let's rescue him so we can put him back in prison where he belongs. great. Now I can begin my new career. As a collector limpet. Must rescue the prison drugs. And so it's narcotic. 1 ton of narcotics is mine. Maybe. Just before it crashed into this spaceship and was destroyed. The rest we will leave for others to find. And I believe that is 3.3 million credits I just earned. About, so that's still under half of what I lost as a result of my command screw up. But there's more. That's right. There's more. I'll be there in about 20 minutes. Who is the target system? Okay. Two occupied escape pods.
Check your lane. Check again.
Huh. Stored modules. Okay. Anything at Merope, basically. Not Merope, yeah. Merope Expeditionary Fleet, or HR 1185. That we'll leave there. This, no. Where is my beryllium sphere? Okay. Still, the standard is what we have. Looks like we have to go to the Merope system. A long jump through Thargoid held space means will likely be interdicted. Okay, so I think we're about ready. We'll jump to the Merope system. Then we'll answer the phone. Hello. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's better when I turn on my mic instead of just leaving it off.
Well, I don't know if you caught Obsidian Ant's latest broadcast, but the features for Beyond, the initial list of features looks pretty good.
I wonder if that's who I was watching the other day about the list of upcoming features and like ones they theorize are going to be brought in on Q4.
Yeah, well, they're changing the look of planets pretty much throughout the entire game, so there's going to be a couple noticeable differences.
Yeah. Like, that's cool that they do that, but I like more the ever-progressing story of this universe.
Oh, don't worry, that'll happen too.
Oh, I know. It's like with the chieftain and all that. It's like, well, yeah, there's a reason for these coming out. This is their way of preparing for the attack that's inevitable.
The Thargoids are getting territory notations in the galaxy map alongside the Guardians. And the Guardians and the Thargoids, I don't know very much about the Guardians. The Guardians are new to Elite Dangerous. They didn't exist in any of the old games. At least none of those, not that I saw.
Yeah.
So we're left with kind of a mystery there, and I don't know if they had a relationship with the Thargoids and what that relationship was exactly.
Yeah, like, who knows? Guardians, they might think they are guarding the galaxy, but really, they're guarding whose ideal of the galaxy.
Yeah, but their ruins from their civilization are extremely old, and I don't know of anyone who's encountered any of them alive. Now, maybe they're out there hiding. But there's also these races, these minor races that we have to keep our ear to the ground for, because Akanar had one, and we wiped it out. Well, not we, but the Empire wiped it out.
Yeah.
So the next question is, well, what happens? I mean, mankind has fanned out into the galaxy. I don't think every star in the galaxy has been visited yet. But
I don't think so either.
But what happens if you have a planetary system where there's a low-tech society and gets discovered by one of these commander's spaceships? Like, what is that going to do for them? And I don't know if they're considering addressing that from a storyline. Another thing I'm considering is which faction to join. By the way, I died.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I crashed into I had my nice ship, my Python, and I was landing on that planet in HR 1185 under the one that's Indra is orbiting.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what the point of Indra is. Like, it just sits in orbit of this heavy gravity planet, high density planet, and it's a bunch of Imperial civilians, and they just live there. But who wants to live like just
people gotta live somewhere.
Yeah, I know, but they're living on a giant spaceship, and it has nice orbital rings and everything, but it's not going anywhere either. Like, they could move it, and it's just this giant starship that just sits there.
Well, moving it would cost a lot. Think of how much fuel that would take.
Quite a bit, I would think. It's pretty massive.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
I guess they're making money there, and as long as they make money, they'll stay there, but at some point...
Yeah, as long as it's not costing them money.
No, it's not costing them anything, but... I don't know.
If you can get away with running a ship on minimalistic systems and still not be losing money...
I guess.
But making money, down for that.
The other question I have is, so anyways, I landed on this planet 4, A4, and as I came down, I guess I came down too steep, and I went full thrust.
So you didn't get the glide.
No, I got the glide, but then I just fell out of the glide, kind of thing. Like I came out of the glide, and I was pointed downward, and my engines were turned on full. So as soon as I realized my mistake, I pulled the engines back, and it went, 3 kilometers, 2 kilometers, 1 kilometer. I knew I was in real trouble. I turned around, fired the afterburners, the main engines. That didn't stop it. It slowed it down, though. I didn't blow up right away. So the shields went down completely. I was left with 65% of my hull, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, geez, that really hurt. But the console panel in front of me was exploding in my face. And I was like, uh-oh. And the engines were still turned on because they had been left that way, right? But as soon as you hit the ground, you get all spun around from the impact.
Yeah.
So I bounced, in other words. Like, I hit the ground, the engines then were still turned on, and they're pushing me in some random freaking direction that the anti-grav thrusters are not compensating for. And then I hit the ground a second time, dragging my ship across the surface, and it went, and then it blew up, finally.
Been there, done that, I will be honest.
So I had 2 missions on that planet, and this was like before I was done even the first of them. And all that this did for me was clear my bounty in Hipparcos 17692. Which is where Black Mount Orbital is and where all my stuff is. So I thought, oh, that's good. At least that's wiped out. But then I find out from the news articles that they're giving a big galaxy-wide amnesty to everyone's bounty as soon as this update happens. Because the legacy bounty system is...
It's going to be no more.
It's going to be no more. It's going to be completely different, and it's going to be a little bit more incremental. So you don't automatically, get like everyone trying to kill you anymore. It's not like all or nothing. Now people will, now it's a gradually sort of staged kind of thing where eventually you are determined to be a pirate, and then people come after you.
Yeah.
And
so if you just dabble in piracy versus use that as your main source of income, you're not as hated.
Yeah. Oh, and this morning while I was working, I noticed that I was doing RFPs and proposals, and I'm listening to Lave radio at my desk.
Yeah.
And on comes this radio ad from England. It just sounds so hilarious about, like, well, are you being driven into piracy through debt? And it's like, I don't have to run around murdering people.
I don't have to be jumping onto ships and stealing their wheat and barley anymore.
Or committing murders in order to make ends meet.
Yeah, I don't have to turn in ears to this really shady guy just to prove that it happened.
So, anyway, I thought that was hilarious, too. So it's been quite a day, all things considered. I decided to apply for 2 full-time jobs, one with the intelligence agency, CSE, Communications Security Establishment.
Nice.
And another one with Telus Health.
Okay.
And there was one more. Oh, and Lixar Corporation, which is headquartered in Ottawa here. So they make automation for car stereos, basically.
Nice.
So they're like a supplier to Chrysler and Dodge, and they make the software that makes your Wi-Fi automatically recognize your voice and a few other things. So I might get to work there. We have to phone them back or send in some applications tonight or tomorrow. And my scooter got taken away because it wasn't starting, and the guy phoned me back tonight. He says, yeah, your plug has been crushed somehow. And I was like,
Oh,
what?
jeez.
How the hell how did the plug at the battery get crushed? It's not like an exposed part of the bike. And it's like, well, the wire's all pinching and everything. Like, I don't understand how. Well, I'm not that heavy, surely to God. Like, granted, I'm
I
pushing.
would have said that to the guy. I would have been like, so what are you trying to... You saying I'm fat, bro?
Well, the other thing is, I actually do put the charger inside the seat. So it might be from that. I don't know. There's something I'm doing wrong anyway. So he might have to chop the wires, and I might have to pay him like a couple hours labor or something.
Yeah.
And I'm running out of money.
Resolder everything.
Yeah, and I don't get paid till the 27th. So, and I have like $1,000 left. So I don't know. And
Don't
that's
you
all.
love that when you know it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I can make this scrape by until then, but I don't want to.
No, and I'll scrape by until about the middle of February when I run out of money completely, because that's just the way it's gonna go. Like you can't live in a city this size on $2,000 plus, well, $2,100 or whatever it is I get paid a month.
Yeah.
You know, from private contract work, right? You need to have. I earn money from that, but I also do contract work for the government. Now I'm applying for full-time jobs that pay, you know, between $80,000 and $90,000 a year. Those are the big breadwinners, and those are the ones that pay for all the goodies. And I haven't been unemployed that long. I've only been I've been out of contract and out of work since the end of October of last year.
Yeah.
So it's not that long. But it was long enough to burn through $6,000 after Christmas and after all these stupid freaking expenses. I had like a computer main drive failure, boot sector failure that cost like $360 to fix. And on and on and on. And now that drive's getting full. But it's a solid state drive, so it's high performance.
Yes.
But,
oh, shit.
so,
I just realized I am...
So where are you?
I'm probably not going to make it to my last location. Wait.
It doesn't say where you are.
I'm at LTT 14436.
Oh, you're in the bubble.
Yes, I'm bubbling.
So, did you watch Star Trek last night? That was the other thing I wanted to ask you.
I don't Star Trek.
Well,
I
it turns out they had one of those set on your ear things where the first episode they went through the whole first half of the season 1 before Christmas, right? And you get nothing.
Okay.
There's no information that would lead you to this conclusion. And then all of a sudden, are you going to watch this Star Trek Discovery? I really think you should, but I don't know if you're going to, based on my recommendation.
I'm more of a Star Wars guy, man.
I know, but they only release movies once every 2 years, so.
And in the meantime, I continue to watch them over and over again.
Okay, so it turns out that, remember that mirror universe I was talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, it turns out that actually goes all the way back to episode 1. That's the big head turning of this episode. So some guy that is like really important, part of the core cast, ends up being a guy from the mirror universe all of a sudden. And you're like, holy shit, we did not see that coming, you know, just out of the fucking blue.
Yeah.
And he spins around in his chair and he's like, I'm behind everything that's been happening, including your arrest, your rescue, this, that, the other thing, bending Starfleet regulations, etc., etc. And you find out, and then he spins around in his chair and you find out what his motives were for all this stuff. And it turns out in the mirror universe, it's an exact duplicate of Earth, except their sun, their version of our sun, is actually, it's as radiant, but less luminous. So that means that our sun's bright to them, really bright. They're not accustomed to bright light. So we can see in brighter light than they can. But they can also see dark in greater darkness than we can.
Yeah.
But
I was like, that's a double-edged sword. Like, that's good for us, but
mostly,
not good.
Yeah, but mostly it works out being really good for us because they have to visit our universe. They have to like adjust their eyesight, and they have to do it artificially. And this guy had to do it. And you find that's just one of the things you find out. Like, of course, like he had some other excuse, obviously, that he was telling everyone why he needs this medication for his eyes. But really, you find out he's from the mirror universe, and he's been and he found a way to get to our universe, and he's been sitting here conspiring and doing all sorts of weird stuff, right? To get even with his emperor in the mirror universe, which he's now back in. Anyway.
It's just a whole fuckery of shit going on in that shit.
Yeah. I want to see stuff like that in this game, where, it turns out Obsidian spins around in his chair, or someone I know spins around in their chair and is like, "Aha!
It was me all along!" Haha! I was helping the Thargoids out! I was telling them where to attack! Haha!
Something like that.
Yes. That would be quite awesome. And literally, if I had to do one more jump, I probably wouldn't have made it to my destination. I'm that low on fuel.
Oh, by the way, the Class 6 fuel scoop, I tried it out.
Yeah.
Guess what? It fills you up like...
364.
It fills you up like in a second. You visit the star, and before you can do anything, your tank is full. And I was like, well, shit, if I'd had this on my last exploration mission, like I should have,
I would have been balling.
I would have been just jumping from star to star to star to star. It wouldn't have even mattered whether or not I had the FSD or not, because it would only take me a second or two to fuel up at each star. As it was, it took me almost the full amount of time, 3 weeks with a Class 3 fuel scoop to transit 5,000 light years. But I'm quite sure I could get that time down now.
Well, once I get a couple more... apparently someone's trying to interdict me.
The other thing you can do is you can also, like, there's two ways across the gap between the bubble and the Pleiades. You can either buy a fuel tank and just, fill it up and then just use all the fuel to get to the Pleiades. Or... You can scoop it, yeah, and you can scoop it as Class, and they're about equal. So.
Well, there's one other way that I was able to do one time, and then I'm just like, this is too stressful.
What?
I purchased my way there. I found every station along the way, and.
Well, that's what I've done in the past.
Fuel.
Yeah, that's what I've done in the past with smaller ships. I just basically, I'll make the big jump.
Did it with the Type 6, I think.
Because you always...
I was doing huge jumps with the Type 6.
Yeah, if you have the FSD injection on the ASP Explorer, you make, first of all, big savings in fuel use because you automatically get that as a bonus. And when you use the FSD injector...
Damn it! I missed it.
I hate these telemarketers are using my cell phone number. Like, where the hell did you get it from? Or it's a bill collector. I don't know which anymore. It's about 50-50.
Yeah. It's either the people calling to ask if my ducks need cleaned out, or Telus asking for their money.
Yeah. Well, no one really asks me for money anymore. Now they just email me saying, we're going to cut you off if you don't pay.
I'm not with Telus anymore, so they can't even cut me off.
No, I know. I actually did the same thing to Fido. I kind of screwed Fido out of $600 or something, and I don't want to pay them.
I think it's like $900 that I owe. I was like, no. You guys screwed up and caused that bill. Like, I was trying to separate the phone plan because I was going on another plan. But whatever, or no, I was transferring it over to my wife's name.
Oh, yeah.
And I was going on a different plan. So, until it ran out, it was supposed to all be the same, and then it was going to be in her name. Well, they decided, you know, we're going to start charging you long distance between the two of you now.
I don't know why they figure they can just like screw over people that don't, you know, that aren't well moneyed.
Yeah.
And they pick on those people to like, you know, go after the people who aren't going to argue the bill with you. Just charge some rich fucker $900 who makes like, you know, $187 million a year. And see him just not give a shit. It's not even worth his time to actually spend with you on the phone. He's just going to pay his bill.
It's not worth his time to figure out where this charge came from. He's just going to pay the bill.
He's just going to pay it, regardless of whether he owes the money or not.
It's funny, I used to work for Rogers, and, like, see this, mind you, some people, some of these rich fuckers,
yeah, they're very miserly.
So tight.
They're so tight with their money. And you're like, why? You're going to have more. What's it going to do? Sit in a bank? Like,
I think I want to go with a flip phone. You know, I could see myself using all the features of a smartphone, but it's just so much. And you make, what, like $300,000 a year working for friggin' Imperial Oil? But you can't justify spending $1,000 on a phone.
I know, it's so stupid. Like, for the amount, you realize, like, if they broke down their time, like, per second, how much money they're actually worth, some of these people, they would, like, be in shock over how much it was costing to be on the phone with the collection agency.
Yeah, this is costing me more than what I owe to them.
You're forgetting that your time is worth, like, you're quite skilled at what you do, so your time is worth a lot of money. And you're spending more money right now being on the phone with this loser than you are, than it's really worth. Like, just settle the damn bill.
Yeah.
Okay, Commander Red Mongoose is trying to sneak up on me. He's got his weapons all primed and everything.
Oh, very sneaky. I'm gonna sell these clothes. I don't need them anymore.
Oh, take them to a space station, donate them for the needy.
No, I'll just sell them to the needy.
Oh, he's turning. Red Mongoose is in a Diamondback Explorer's Novice Clean. He's in a Morocco system.
He's a novice. Hey, you know what? He might just be trying to scan you just to see what you are, who you are.
We're both at Super Cruise, and he's got a triangular icon. What does that mean again?
That means he's a ship. I don't know.
Yeah, but sometimes they're squares.
I think squares are like maybe larger items, like stations.
No, they're humans. If they're not colored in, they're human beings. And I see both squares and triangles, or pyramids.
Triangles are probably like combat class vessels, and squares are probably cargo class vessels.
Okay, hang on, I'm just going to do one of these. I'm going to pull up.
What am I doing?
I'm going to pull up above him. He's just going to some random planet. Okay. He's not even doing anything. He's just visiting some planet.
I just wanted to visit here, man. Oh shit, you're following me, asshole. I mean...
Yeah, I know. Like, you play the sketchy cat and mouse game where you're following each other around. You're not really... neither side really wants to pull the freaking trigger. Like, he's in a Diamondback Explorer. He has no hope of winning against me, I don't think. Unless he's, like, amazingly good.
But he's also a novice, so that would mean he would have had to do a reset or just be naturally talented.
Yeah, like right now I can take my FSD interdictor like this and pointed at him. Aha!
Sometimes I like to pull other players out of hyperspace just to fuck with them.
It's too bad once you engage the interdictor, you can't disengage and then run away. Like, oops!
Yeah,
oh,
that would be cool. So I did mean to pull you out there, old chap.
But no, they have to break it. So, what if they're not willing to or don't know how?
Well, a bunch of times, yeah, when I do it to a person, they just automatically throttle down and give up.
Yeah, well, I could do it to this guy. I'm not gonna. Like, I have him in my sights. He's locked on target. I'm on his tail. He can't.
Pull the trigger.
If I pull the trigger, we're good. I mean, he just landed on the planet.
Well, go down to the planet, get in your SRV, and shoot his ass out.
Actually, it's a moon.
Well,
no, he went
planetary body.
he went into a rating low resource extraction site.
Oh, so he's probably trying to extract resources with his SRV. Go shoot him up with your SRV.
No, I think he's probably mining asteroids in the planet's rings. Because it's a gas giant. The gas giant has rings, and then there's moons. And he was in the rings. So he's mining the rings.
Okay, yeah, if he's in the rings. I know you can mine on the surface of moons and planets with the SRV.
Yeah.
I haven't figured it out, I just know you can.
You can't land on an asteroid and deploy the SRV, though, unfortunately.
That would be cool. Well,
I think
the only issue is there's probably not enough gravity.
Probably not, but for those big asteroids that they put bases in,
yeah,
there might be enough artificial gravity there to hold on to a small craft, like an SRV.
Depends what they're using for artificial gravity. Like, some stations you can tell for their artificial gravity, they're just using centrifugal force. Yeah. Most stations seem like that, actually.
Okay, so
the
the resource extraction sites, they all have the same entry point, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure.
I heard they
I just went and found asteroids myself. I never went to an extraction site.
Because I can just follow this guy around and, like, be there, and he won't really know what the hell I'm doing.
You can be there and support him. Cheer him on.
Or creep him out.
Figure out what his name is, and then just fly up above him and start typing to him in local chat.
Find out what his IP address is, where his house is. Hey, you live on this street. Address. Hey,
figure out what the weather's like right now. Be like, oh man, that rain's really coming down out there, isn't it?
How did you know this?
I don't know, but Mrs. Johnson down the street, she's been acting strange recently.
We used to do that. Back when I started my career, I worked at a local ISP, and our customers would use chat and other text-based features and whatnot, and we would sit in chat and then pull up their account record and tell them where they lived and stuff, and they were freaking out. How did you figure this all out? Oh my God!
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! I went into this space station way too fast. Oh no!
Okay. Oh. And now.
Oh man! I went in way too fast.
Hang on. Hang on.
Oh my God! Oh,
3, 2, 1. Engagement.
Here we go. Oh, made it back. Whew. That was painful.
Oh, for fuck's sakes! What the hell is going on here?
This thing's worth $4 million. Ooh.
It won't engage the lock, so I can come out of hyperspace inside the extraction site.
Weird.
It just won't do it.
Maybe because you're not
I
set up for mining.
No, I had locked onto his wake before, so I figured, oh, it must be because I was locked onto his wake. But now I'm locked onto his site.
But maybe it's because you're not permitted to be there without the proper equipment, because you're just there to cause trouble otherwise.
No. There's something fucked up here.
They know what you're going there for, and they do not approve.
Okay, we're 120 kilometers out. I'm just gonna ride it right in there.
Ooh, that's a little much.
There we go.
I want a mission like yesterday. Take me to this place and one other place, and here's freaking 3 million.
There he is, I got him. There he is!
Chocolate's my favorite.
There he is. Oh, there's a checkpoint here.
Ooh.
That sounds good. Oh, hang on, we got multiple targets.
Yeah, there are probably a lot of, what's it called?
Scavengers?
No. People going there to mine like you.
Well, I don't...
Or like the other guy that you're following.
I don't see him. He's pissing me... Oh, there he is. He's coming up behind me.
Oh.
That little fucker.
How? What? Oh, because that's first class. I just want economy class. I'm doing some more passenger missions just to get me some money. Like, made some good money off of some of them.
He dumped his cargo. Yeah, he's dumped his cargo.
He thinks you're robbing him.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm not even doing anything.
I'll just sit around for a bit and, you know, when it comes time, just when he leaves, pick up his stuff.
No, I'm following him out of the rings now. Going back into jump space. Super cruise.
Super cruise.
Aha! Didn't expect this, did you, you son of a bitch? Haha! Oh my god, it's a federal dropship! Belonging to Aegis Research, with whom I'm on reasonably good terms. Not that it matters, if they're all pissed off with you and want your cargo. Okay, enough of this. We're gonna go and, instead of screwing around with this dolt,
Incoming mission critical message already.
yeah, you're in deep shit.
Apparently. What do you want? You want clothing? I just sold all my clothing.
Are you naked?
This is the second time people have asked me for clothing on their trip somewhere.
Well, give them all your clothing that you're wearing, and then say, here.
It's much more comfortable naked anyways.
Yes. For me, not for you, but...
I love the sound of boost engines on a Dolphin.
Oh, hang on. Europa 2B. That's where this is. That's one of the moons of the planet I'm at.
This game has thought of everything. Like when my frame shift drive is charging, it's almost charged, you would think that, hey, that's going to cause some static and probably interfere with communications. And every time it charges up, you get that little bit of static and a little bit of interference into communications.
Yeah, but it's actually generated by the sound code. Giving you feedback.
I know. But it's cool. It's still cool. The fact that it's like
It's kind of cool.
Like, you'd think that, hey, you got this big generator just pumping out a bunch of energy and storing it up for a large jump. You're probably gonna have a little bit of a boom boom go.
Maybe.
What am I doing?
We have a storage dump.
A storage dump.
This is where people dump their shit on this moon. So we're just gonna turn on our big light.
Weapon fire detected. Should I go there? Probably not.
Depends, how tough is your ship?
It's a dolphin without shields or hardpoints.
Oh yeah, definitely. Battleship. Battle ready.
Battle ready. You know it.
You got one little...
There's the nav beacon.
You got one little class 2 laser gun. Pew pew
I don't even...
pew!
There we go. Do I even need the... Do I need the nav beacon still? No, I don't, because...
Shoot it. Blow it up.
Genius me was like, hey, I should probably install my advanced discovery scanner.
Why don't people blow up the nav beacon?
I think it's an immortal object.
Yeah, it's indestructible, obviously, but why do they make it indestructible? It's just a freaking tin can with some electronics inside. It's a nav beacon.
Yeah.
And it should make you
because
obvious.
they don't want trolls to break all the nav beacons.
Well, it should result in police ships being sent out to fucking deploy a new nav beacon and guard it, but still.
Why am I slowing down? I started slowing down with like a minute still to go to my location. Just like I don't need to be any closer. This is close enough. I will stay 800 light seconds away. Because if that star goes supernova, I want to have at least 800 seconds to get the fuck out of there.
At least. Oh, there's a little blue circle that tells me where the base is. Or where the dump is. Storage dump. Okay, we have here a storage dump.
A dump for storage.
It is 1 kilometer below us and falling like a rock. Oh my god! We're at 3 kilometers, falling like a goddamn rock. Oop.
I must be friendly with the people in this sector. The police are green to me.
Oh, they love you. They want to have your children.
They do. They want to bang.
Whoa! Almost crashed again because I'm an idiot. 616 meters. Isn't that perfect? I fell right out of the sky, engines at full burst, falling short just 616 meters of the ground. Error.
Perfect. Now have I figured out where I'm supposed to go? No. All I know is oh, I think I have to land, don't I? I think this guy wanted me to do something on the surface of this planet.
Why?
Moon. I think I'm taking him on a research adventure. You know, he's going to take some surface samples and then we're going to head back or something. I don't know.
Oh, stopping?
Something, something, you know. A little something, something.
Yeah, gay sex.
She loves it.
Okay, we are on the ground. Here we go.
We are heading to the ground.
For our lurid deviant gay sex. Deploy.
Deploying gay sex? That's all I heard.
What about the children? They're listening.
The children! I don't know if I'm gonna get a glide. Oh, I might get the glide.
I
got the glide.
I always get the glide.
I was going really fast, though.
We have mission targets. Mission targets, structural regulators. They're illegal.
Oh, I got auto-docking, I forgot.
How can you have illegal structural regulators?
Are they stolen?
Probably.
That might be why.
So they're hot.
They're hot. Black market that shit.
Hot structural regulators. Yeah, we'll sell you the ones that we bought legitimately. And we'll steal these ones and sell them on the black market.
Yes, BM that shit.
Okay, and there's pieces of technology on the ground here as well. Another...
Oh, you're at one of those places, yeah.
Yeah, there's like bits and pieces of spaceship everywhere. And our cargo base at capacity. So, now we go back to our spaceship and come back for another load. Oh look, our spaceship.
Oh, this person just wanted to go here. That wasn't bad.
Whoa! I spun out.
Got 200,000 from making like one jump and landing at a base.
So the one thing it's missing here is another kind of SRV, and I asked for one with a trailer, and they said no. Could not believe that. How the hell do you plan to have a trailer on a planet's surface?
It also has thrusters attached to it to balance itself.
Obviously. Transfer cargo. Structural regulator 1, structural regulator 2. Transfer. Oh my god.
Umbrogo I'm going to.
What?
In the bubble. I'm in the bubble going to Umbrogo. Umbrogo.
Embryo.
It's UMBROGO. Umbrogo.
That's what it was originally called, embryo, and then they realized...
Bro, go with a different name.
Yeah.
Hence the name Umbrogo.
Which really means dead puppies in Akanari.
Yes. If only you spoke Havitos.
Computer components, no. They're hot. The canister scrap is hot.
It's all hot.
It's all hot.
I really want to have a glass of wine, but I have some heartburn. And I know it's not going to agree with my heartburn.
No, it won't. You know what?
But it'll be delicious.
Well, then put it in your mouth and spit it down the sink.
But I also want to ingest it.
Okay, this doesn't make any sense. I transferred the cargo, but I didn't get credit for it. So now the structural regulators have vanished.
What, was it for a mission?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The mission reward is your reward.
That doesn't make any sense, though. Because if you take the mission targets and you just transfer them onto your ship, they just disappear.
Mission targets? What do you mean?
Like you have a structure, like a canister. It's a mission target. You pick it up off the ground in your thing, in your SRV. It gets hauled back to your ship where you go transfer cargo from the SRV submenu when you're underneath your ship.
Yeah.
And then it just vanishes, and you don't get any credit or nothing. And you have to come back to this planet again later, or it fails. Mechanical scrap, no, we don't want that. And grid resistors, sure, we'll take those.
Leave it in the SRV this time. Or leave one in the SRV and one in your actual ship hull.
Well, there's nothing else here except like scrap, legal salvage, computer components, legal salvage, and more scrap, legal salvage. And then there's this mechanical scrap, that's very common, and canister of computer components, legal salvage. Well, I'm taking these things because this is stupid. Okay, now I'm going back to my ship. I'm going to go into my ship and not come back, and I won't be speaking to this planet ever again. Well, moon, sorry, it's not really even a planet.
Planetary body.
It is a planetoid.
It is a Pluto.
Yeah, it's a dwarf planet, which means it doesn't officially get recognized, and Neil deGrasse Tyson excommunicates it from the...
You know what? A dwarf planet is still a planet, goddammit.
That's what many people argue that. But in the end, they were overruled by Neil deGrasse Tyson. Okay.
Yes. Fucking the black scientist.
The black scientist.
He is the black scientist.
The only one there's ever been.
He's like the whole, like, reason, or not reason, he's like the spokesperson for the black scientist community.
There was a whole bunch of black scientists. They were interviewing university professors and whatnot for this Canadian anti-American thing on CBC National, and like most of them were not of waspy coloration.
Well, I've seen the Nutty Professor.
Oh, now I got credit for them. Once you board your ship, then you get credit. Until you and your ship are all in the same place. So
that's because you are not considered part of your ship right away.
No, because it's
like until you're connected.
It's a lie to you, but that's about it.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about. I have Autodoc. Autodoc is so awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna warp back to HIP1 Hipparchus 17692.
Hip.
And route plot complete. And then we'll go into the system, and we'll really screw everyone over by picking the asteroid base that I operate from.
You're going to what it?
Black Mount Orbital.
You're gonna block it?
What? I did blog it today. Oh, I put like up a bunch of advertisements about my my recordings of flight logs and all my profile information everywhere. So
oh yeah.
Just because I wanted people to think I was actually doing something with my time, which I am. Now they can find out exactly what. Okay.
I've
been bad.
I've been playing games.
Yeah.
Ooh. What? This person wants a sightseeing adventure. They want one place for $5 million.
Sure, why not?
How far away is this?
I got paid $18 million for like a 5,000.
This one has 86 light years away, 73 light years, and 262 light years away.
Oh, there's
not
three.
As good as I thought.
No, there's 3 destinations there.
Yeah, this one is one destination for $2 million.
I just love it when you're on a planet or moon and the target system you want to like hyperspace to appears in the sky over you when you take off. So you can just hit.
Oh, that's great.
So you can just hit hyperspace right off the planet's surface, and no one is the wiser. They can't. Even,
yes, I do that all the time. They
can't even read your frame shift weight to follow you because it's gone by the time they get there. So. Ah, Mr. Anonymous.
Oh no, I think I'm in the exact opposite situation. My next system is on the other side of the planet. So, which means I have to unlog it from destination, go into frame shift.
You're going to Super Cruiser and go
Relog
around the planet, go around the planet,
Yeah.
and relock it again.
Actually, it relocks right away after I go into Super Cruise. I've noticed that.
That's good.
Yeah, it makes life so much easier when it does that.
So these features, when are they coming into the game? On Thursday?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what their timeline is.
I think it's, well, it's this week. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
I heard this weird little ding dong in my computer. I hate it when Windows 10 doesn't tell you what made the
Their
sound.
dings mean.
Yeah. And it's just like ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. I've never heard this before. What is it saying to me, for Christ's sake? You may as well just have a voice tell you. And then once it tells you,
trying to Google the sound.
and then once it tells you, it should actually repeat it so you're paying attention and hear it talk to you.
The first one is just to get your attention. Who the fuck's talking to me?
Yeah.
And then...
Well, actually, if it went boo boo boo, your computer is about to be upgraded with new software from Frontier. Well, that would be cool. But no, it just goes ding ding ding, and you're left wondering, well, what the hell happened? Some event occurred, but you have no idea what it was. And you'll probably never know. You'll probably never know.
It just goes doo doo doo. Your computer is about to explode.
Just as you said that, the mail icon, the mail sound happened. So when you went doo doo doo, it went at the exact same time, so you were almost in sync with the Outlook noise. Except I know it's Outlook.
Your computer is about to explode.
Well, this will add to the value of this recording, which you can watch later on YouTube.com.
/ go fuck yourself.
/ you're wasting your time. No, you're not wasting your time.
Entertainment's entertainment. I don't care who you is.
Actually, I'm eventually going to summarize this video. I'm going to get video editing software of some sort, either Google's or someone's.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna like take all the sketchy parts and like edit them out, like where I'm just like careening on and on and on. So the flight log is a little bit more watchable than it is in its raw state.
Yeah, you know, like this is gonna be probably 15 minutes to get to this station.
Yeah, let's just sit here.
Literally just Super Cruise.
We'll just sit here and listen to me chat.
Yeah, so, how about those J's? That's about all I got.
Okay, we're at Black Mountain Orbital again. Like, I seriously think you could land on this. There's some flat spots here.
Try it. Deploy your landing gear and see if it,
No,
allows you to.
I already have tried it. It won't work. It's not enough gravity to hold your ship to a rock. I don't see how you can have artificial gravity.
Maybe it's not artificial gravity inside. Maybe it mag locks you.
Well, then
Magnetically
how is it,
locks your
yeah, but how are
ship.
people living like in this environment where it's like, oh, we have 0.3 G here, not even 0.18 G. We can sit around on our low gravity furniture, which is a beanbag and sort of hovering in the corner.
Everything works off magnets, man. You got magnetic boots that hold you just tight enough to the ground so you can walk without any disruption.
Yeah.
And magnetic, well, furniture could be bolted down or magneted down, whatever works.
No, you cannot bolt down a beanbag, no matter how hard you try. It's just gonna float.
I'm sure I could.
Yeah, but all the beans would eventually leak out, and you'd be left with an apartment full of beans.
Well, you just gotta attach another piece to the bottom that holds the bolt into it, and then you put a nut in the ground, and then you just spin the beanbag on the nut in the ground.
And then you sit on it, and the nut tears the fabric, and there's beans everywhere again. You'll never...
No, because the nut will be flush with the ground, so it'll be like nothing at all.
And how do you get inside the beanbag to do this?
You don't have to get inside the beanbag. You just epoxy another, like...
And then you're weightless inside of a beanbag.
Why are we putting so much thought into this? This is not real.
I just like the idea of being inside of a beanbag in a weightless environment, trying to, like, stop all the beans are blocking from escaping.
You know what I would do if I was in a beanbag in a weightless environment? I'd pull the good old Jim Carrey being birthed out of the back of a rhinoceros. Yes. I would do that, but through the beanbag.
Okay, it says stand by. Salvage 2 structural regulators, claim reward. You now have your regulators. Yay! One for the Alliance. I got my cordial update. Sometimes it's not about the money. Sometimes it's about the prestige. That's why I did that.
It's about getting known. It's about that infamy. Well, fame. You don't want infamy.
No. Do you know? Okay, you see these special ops contracts? I actually took one. You know what they are? They make you go. They make you go kill ordinary people. They just like. Kill all these civilians. You have to kill 12 ships carrying civilians. So you have to go hunt passenger liners.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. It was just like
passenger liner.
I'm just gonna go around and like murder all these passenger liners that are full of innocent passengers, innocent human beings. And I'm gonna like
I just thought of something.
What?
I was bounty hunting before. And one of the bounties turned out to be driving a dolphin. There could have been passengers in it. And I just killed them. I just came to this realization.
Oh my god.
I could have just murdered a bunch of people.
You could have. Maybe you did. Or maybe not.
But it's his fault for being wanted, right?
That's right. That's how police reasoning works. It's not your fault, Mr. Ossifer.
Ossifer, yes.
He did the crime. He must take the punishment.
Which is a bullet to the head.
Yes. Well, as it should be. I mean, do we want a society full of criminals? No.
Oh, man.
Sounds like the state of Vladimir Putin.
Yes.
Where he runs around beating up little kids because he just has to. He's Vladimir Putin. It's tough. I beat up children who are not quite 20 years old because I'm a bit of a creep.
Oh shit, my phone is down here. What up, phone? Thank you for being around.
Who needs a phone when you have the internet?
My phone is my clock, so I can see what time it is. So, you know, I don't, like, stay up until, like, 2 in the morning and then have to wake up for 5 to go to work.
Like I did this morning. I was up till, like, 1:30 in the morning, and I was, like, still playing this game, of course.
Oh man, I would be too. Like, I would be so much further than I am right now. Like, the point that I'm at, which is now probably like a week or two in, I probably would have been at this point at the end of my first or second day.
Yeah.
If, like, when I wasn't working,
Well, it's an upgrade week, so of course you have to log in every day to see what it was like before and after.
Oh, I log in every day anyways. I gotta get a couple trades and make a little bit of money every day. I was playing Life is Feudal MMO earlier.
Oh, did you hear about that IDT thing that was going on? They're gonna try to fix the space stations. They got a bunch of players together forming a group to look and fix all the broken down space stations.
Oh, for the intergalactic news?
Yeah. No, well,
Yeah,
no, this
yeah.
is, but these are human players. Like, they're forming a group to do this. So you can join this group. I thought about joining Canon Research because it's not Aegis. It's not in any way connected to the Thargoids, and they're researching the Guardians. So I thought, Canon Research, eh? Maybe I should join them. I don't know. Thinking about different factions I should belong to, like who in this corrupt family I should show favoritism towards.
You know who you should join? You should join who I'm with, because got no enemies, make more money on your trades.
Your group, I looked at your thing and I actually sent you a request for friendship standing on the Pilots Federation site, the Inara.
What? Where?
Inara.cz.
Inara.cz?
Yeah, it's a Pilots Federation status site, and it shows one of your older groups that used to be very active in, by the looks of it, or belong to. It says you have lots of money in your profile.
Me?
Yeah.
Are you sure you found the right one?
Well, yeah, Soapy. Oh no, it was Iron Jaguar. Sorry, I got the wrong guy.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, Jaguar, he probably would be, but not me. I'm still pretty fresh myself.
Yeah.
So wait, I gotta know this site or whatever it is. I'm sure there's an app for it.
Well, if you go to my
Make
blog,
life easy.
just go to my blog, ross613.wordpress.com.
163.
No, 613. It's Ottawa's telephone.
613?
Yeah, that's Ottawa's telephone area code. And
13.
yeah, .wordpress.com.
WordPress.com.
And the latest article in that blog has all the sites you're gonna need probably to get started.
I need to. Oh, I went way past the station, I think. Oh, I didn't go too far past. Alright, I'll take a look at that after I land on this station and get my couple million for 25 people.
Inara is one of the ones that you can have a public profile, and the other one that you can have is called the Elite Dangerous Star Map, EDSM.net. And those two sites are critically important because if you use a piece of software called Elite Discovery. It's kind of generic sounding, but anyway, they're in version 9 of the software. You install it under Windows, and it goes along and it reads your journal files and then publishes everything automatically. You can either run it while you're playing or not. It's up to you. But I don't run it when I'm playing. I run it after I'm done. And then it goes through and it will index everything that you did, because there's a little message in the server. It queries the server, gets all the messages, and then it publishes the public information, the information you say you want the public to be aware of, out to your profile. And then the stuff you don't, it's kept secret, but it's still there on their site so that you can access it. So
if you need to go back and be like, oh, where was I when I was making all that money?
And they also give you little badges and kudos for certain types of activities. Like, have you been to Earth yet? A few other things. You haven't been to Earth yet?
Nope. You need a permit, I'm pretty sure, don't you?
You have to be, and to get the permit, you need to be of a rank. And I think it's like petty officer or something like that.
Yeah, with the Alliance.
No, with the Federation. Earth is the capital.
Federation.
Earth is the capital of the Federation. Like, Edmund Hudson has his faction headquarters on Nanomam or whatever it is. But the Federation capital is still Earth. Just like the Arachnar, the Empire, capital is the name of their home planet, right? So capital is in the Arachnar system, but Arissa Lavigny Duval has her headquarters somewhere else.
Yeah. My headquarters is in Gateway for my faction.
Oh, really? Okay. So which faction do you belong to again?
I'm the admin guy, and he's mostly Alliance, but there's a bit of everything.
But Gateway's also the capital of the Alliance,
with everyone.
Like, it's where the Alliance Parliament is.
Well, he is the Prime Minister.
Oh, okay.
I was reading up on him today, actually. Did you know that motherfucker's 114 years old?
Well, people in this at this point in history, human beings are living into the 150-year range.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, look at his picture. He do not look 114 years old.
No,
he looks like he's maybe like 35, 40.
Yeah, but I mean
at most.
But that will likely translate in our years to about 80 years. Like, the picture might have been taken when he was 80 years old.
Yeah, but
he may have some gray hairs now.
Like, if you look at Zeminia, however you say her name.
Zemina.
Yeah, she's only 144, and she looks a lot older than Edmund.
Yeah, Zemina's coming up on elderly, what passes for elderly standing. But don't forget, human beings live to 150 to 170 years here, so...
Yeah.
You got to double the lifespan, basically. And so cut it in half, and that's really how much it is. So 114, what does that work out to? 54? He's still looking pretty spry, you're right. He's probably going to have a long life, but...
There's some of these people, they're pretty young.
But look at me.
Still.
Look at the real world. I'm still getting carded at bars. My actual age, I'm not lying to you, it's 47.
Yeah.
But people mistake me for being 29, 30, 31, 32 all the time.
Yeah.
So, it can happen.
Yeah, I feel like people are looking younger nowadays. I look at my parents, and they don't look like my grandparents when...
No. I mean, because they're probably going to live longer, too.
Yeah. Oh, hell, my grandma lived to like 84, and that lady smoked like a fucking chimney.
Yeah.
Literally, like...
She was having a cigarette every pack of cigarettes a day.
No, more than that, for sure. Like, sometimes she would be lighting one up and having one still lit in the fucking ashtray. I kid you not, I've seen this more than once happen.
I have, you know what? I do smoke a little bit, but I only have a pack of cigarettes every week. Like, once a week.
I couldn't do that.
Like, even, like, I used to get sick when my friends would come over and smoke at my house, right? And they'd smoke, like, a pack a day, and I was just, like, throwing up. I fucking hated inhaling their goddamn secondhand bullshit. But now that I live by myself, and, you know, I'm smoking once a week, and I think there's a no smoking policy here in my building, and no one knows. No one says anything. So,
yeah, of course.
Because it's like, you know, 1/10 the average. And like I told you yesterday, my doctor says, oh, well, you're that theoretical drug user that nobody ever finds.
Yeah.
You know, me being stupid, I just admitted to my doctor that I'm doing all this stuff, right, because I want him to be completely aware of my condition, but...
Yeah, this is what you're dealing with.
This is what you're dealing with. He's like, well, you have a malfunctioning liver, you might want to stay away from the, you know, over boozing it too often. But, I mean, I hardly ever drink. I have a glass of wine every once in a while. The rest of it is like...
Yeah, I'm not a big drinker.
You know, the rest of it is, if I want to party, I'm like into the hard stuff. I don't want to get into... I don't want to get into getting drunk again. I've been drunk in my early 20s. It was like a horrible experience. I was throwing up in the toilet and like I just don't have these experiences anymore when I'm using different substances.
Yes, exactly.
Like I've never done so much cocaine that I've thrown up in a toilet. Like I can't even imagine what that would be like.
Oh my god! Oh, that would not be pleasant.
It would not be good. No.
That's all I can say. That would not be pleasant at all.
But somehow we excuse alcohol, right? Like it's okay. You can throw
alcohol
up.
Actually poisons you.
Yeah, I know. You can actually go blind from this stuff. There's alcoholism. There are problems associated with this thing, and there have been for thousands of years. But no, we'll classify cocaine as like class 1 listed, substance. Alcohol? Yeah, just run down to the liquor store and, get all tanked.
Well, you know why? Because it's so ingrained in our society.
Yeah,
it's been around forever. That's why. But mind you, so has pot, and so has using the coca leaf for...
You know what? Do you know? Here's a little factual story about how cocaine came to be illegal in Canada. It turns out that around 1901, a group of alcohol distillers and tobacco farmers were supporting certain politicians in certain southeastern Ontario ridings, and decided that they didn't want to see any competition that they anticipated coming north from the coca leaf, which was used to make Coca-Cola. Why? Because it was going
It's addictive.
Well, it can be addictive. It's addictive. It's kind of a weird addiction, but
yeah,
like it comes and goes, right? So, but tobacco, that's not an addiction that comes and goes. It stays with you for damn near forever. And if we can get everyone hooked on tobacco, well, that'll be fine. And so they sponsored all kinds of measures against the coca leaf. And that's the only reason we don't have cocaine. In the 1800s, you could do as much coke as you liked in Canada, in Montreal. They were doing it, actually. And it turns out that the reasons that cocaine is illegal have nothing to do with health. At least they didn't then. They have everything to do with with political opportunism and, yes, the M word, money.
Money! It's a drag.
It's about money and power. So this is how it came to be in Canada, and they actually saw the first Coca product was Coca-Cola. It was exempt from some of the excises that were imposed because it was already established. But they had to change. They ended up having to change their formula a few years later.
Yeah, because people were probably figuring out how to distill it out of Coca-Cola.
Well, they were getting kind of blasted. I mean, if you drank enough of this stuff, it would have been an interesting beverage. I don't know what exactly that would have done to you, but. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, it would have been... I'm sure you could find some unopened Coke from those days still kicking around as a...
Maybe if it was very carefully preserved, it would be okay, but... I wouldn't want to risk it. It's from the 1890-something. Okay, it's the 21st century. This is from the 19th. I don't think you want to be drinking this.
Why not? Sounds like a great plan to me.
Bottles of wine that are over 100 years old, they say don't even bother opening because they're questionable. You're taking kind of risk.
The oldest bottle of wine I ever drank, I bought not too long ago from the LCBO. It was supposed to be aged for 7 years, but it was a 10-year-old wine. I'm like, Man, I'm drinking wine that was wine
Yeah.
before my kids were born.
By special order, you can find wines that are older than 40 years. Like I wanted to see for this past New Year's if I could find a wine. Just for a lark, I wanted to see if I could find a wine that was older than me.
Yeah.
And I almost could, but it would have cost like a freaking arm and a leg, and I just didn't want to spend all that money, and I would also have had to do a special order weeks in advance.
Yeah. Spend all that money just to drink it away in one night.
Well, that plus there's no guarantee they would be able to get access to it, right? Like once you don't have access to every cellar in North America that you want to buy wine that old from. Like, oh, here's a 40-year-old bottle of aged wine. No. So I just went with the usual, Bollinger, $50 tiny bottle of Bollinger, which is the wine that the Queen prefers and that James Bond drinks in all the movies.
Ooh. I go with a nice, cheap 1.5 liter bottle of Sawmill Creek. It's about $15.
Yeah, well, I'll do that for dinner, like dinner wines or whatever. But if you want to have like an event,
a good one, yeah,
you might go with Bollinger. Bollinger's a champagne, actually, not a wine, but
yeah.
But it's still.
I like to go out and just try new ones out every now and then.
Yeah.
See if I find something really good.
Bollinger was really good. It's an excellent wine. It was aged 2 years. Whatever. It's an excellent wine.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta go. Speaking of which, I gotta get dinner into me here. So I'm gonna log off for now, and
I might not be back, or I might not be here depending because it's 9:10 and I gotta be up at 5.
Yeah. Well. That says it all. Okay.
Yeah, that says it all.
Thanks for chatting tonight. We'll talk again soon.
Yeah, sounds good.
Alrighto.
Have a good one.
Bye for now.
Shit, this is the second time I did that.
And everyone, this is Commander Trium signing off once more. We've completed our missions in the HR 1185 system and still have a couple more days to finish off the remaining missions that we have here in the Pleiades in advance, hopefully though, of the release of, well, the Beyond Chapter release, which is due out this week, no later than Thursday night in North America. Thanks again for watching, and thank you to Frontier Developments, both for Elite Dangerous and for subscribing to these videos. Also want to thank the rest of you who have also subscribed either through ross.wordpress.com, ross613.wordpress.com, or directly from the YouTube App Refactory website at youtube.com/apprefactory, just as it all sounds. But all one word, of course. Take care, everyone. This was Commander Trium, 23rd January 3304, 212 Zulu.